Every single day, more than 100,000 flights take off and land around the world, carrying millions of passengers and billions of dollars worth of cargo. To most travelers, an airport is simply a place where vacations begin or business trips end. You arrive, check your bags, pass through security, and wait for your flight. But behind this familiar experience lies one of the most complex and profitable businesses ever created. A modern airport is far more than a collection of runways and terminals. It operates like a small city with thousands of employees, hundreds of businesses, hotels, restaurants, shopping centers, cargo facilities, rental car companies, and transportation services all working together around the clock. Every person who walks through the terminal represents another opportunity to generate revenue. The world's busiest airports don't just move passengers, they move money. Some generate billions of dollars every year through dozens of different income streams, many of which most travelers never even notice. So the real question isn't how airports help airplanes fly. It's how airports became some of the most valuable transportation businesses on Earth. Building an airport isn't just expensive. It's one of the largest infrastructure investments a country or private company can make. Before the first airplane ever lands, developers must purchase thousands of acres of land, construct miles of runways, build enormous passenger terminals, install advanced radar systems, and create one of the safest transportation environments in the world. A single international airport can cost anywhere from several $billion to well over $20 billion, depending on its size and location. That's before accounting for maintenance, security, technology upgrades, and daily operations. It's a business that requires enormous capital, but when managed correctly, those investments can generate revenue for decades. Unlike many businesses that depend on selling one product, airports are designed to earn money from nearly everything that happens inside their boundaries. Every flight, every passenger, every parked car, every meal purchased, and every piece of cargo passing through the airport contributes to its growing income. Many people assume airports make their money by selling airline tickets. In reality, airports receive very little, if any, of your ticket price. That money mostly goes to the airline operating your flight. Instead, airports have built an entirely different business model that depends on charging airlines for using their facilities. Every airplane that lands pays landing fees based on its size and weight. Airlines also pay to rent gates where passengers board, lease office space inside terminals, use baggage handling systems, park aircraft overnight, and access airport maintenance facilities. Large international airlines may spend millions of dollars every year just to operate from a single airport. For busy airports handling hundreds or even thousands of flights every day, these aviation fees become one of their largest and most reliable sources of income. Every arrival and departure isn't just another flight, it's another payment entering the airport's business. But airplanes aren't the only customers airports depend on. Every passenger walking through the terminal represents another business opportunity. That's why airports carefully design terminals to guide travelers past restaurants, coffee shops, duty-free stores, luxury boutiques, bookstores, convenience stores, and souvenir shops before they ever reach their gate. Airport retail is incredibly valuable because travelers often have time to spare and limited shopping alternatives. Whether someone buys a coffee before boarding, a last-minute phone charger, designer perfume, or a luxury watch, the airport earns revenue through rent, percentage-based sales agreements, or both. Some of the world's busiest airports generate hundreds of millions of dollars every year from shopping and dining alone. In many cases, airport retail produces higher profit margins than aviation services themselves. Even before passengers enter the terminal, Airports have already started making money. Think about where you leave your car. Airport parking is one of the most profitable businesses operating inside almost every major airport. Thousands of vehicles pay hourly, daily, or weekly parking fees, creating a steady stream of predictable income throughout the year. Then come rental car companies. Instead of operating independently, they lease valuable airport space and pay airports significant fees to access arriving travelers. Shuttle buses, taxis, ride-sharing services, hotel transfers, and even advertising billboards throughout the airport often generate additional revenue. By the time a passenger checks in for their flight, they've likely contributed to multiple airport income streams without even realizing it. And this is only the beginning of how airports turn transportation into a billion-dollar business. While millions of passengers travel through airports every day, an entirely different business is taking place behind the terminals: air cargo. Hidden away from most travelers are enormous cargo facilities where thousands of tons of electronics, pharmaceuticals, luxury goods, fresh food, and online shopping packages are loaded onto aircraft every single day. For many major airports, cargo isn't just an extra service, it's one of their biggest profit centers. Global companies like FedEx, UPS, DHL, and Amazon Air lease huge warehouses, aircraft parking areas, and logistics facilities inside airports. Every cargo flight pays landing fees, warehouse rent, and handling charges, while freight companies pay millions each year to operate from these strategic locations. Some airports actually earn more money from cargo than from passengers. A single cargo aircraft can transport goods worth hundreds of millions of dollars, making airports a critical part of global trade. Every package shipped across continents quietly contributes to the airport's revenue. Another surprisingly profitable business inside airports is something many travelers willingly pay extra for: premium lounges. Behind those quiet glass doors are luxury waiting areas filled with comfortable seating, hot meals, private workspaces, showers, and even sleeping rooms. Airlines operate many lounges, but airports also lease premium space to independent lounge operators. Every square foot inside a terminal is valuable, especially near departure gates where thousands of travelers pass every hour. Whether it's a business traveler buying a one-day pass or a premium credit card company paying for lounge access, airports earn income by leasing these prime locations. The same idea applies to airport hotels. Many international airports have hotels directly connected to the terminal, allowing passengers with long layovers to stay just steps from their gate. These hotels lease airport land, bringing in another reliable stream of long-term revenue. Look around the next time you visit an airport. Almost everywhere you turn, someone is advertising. Digital billboards, giant LED displays, luxury brand stores, airline promotions, credit card companies, car rentals, travel insurance, and even entire walls covered with advertisements. This isn't by accident. Airports are among the most valuable advertising locations in the world because they attract millions of travelers every year, many with high purchasing power. Global brands compete for these advertising spaces, paying enormous fees to place their products in front of international audiences. Some airports generate tens of millions of dollars annually from advertising alone. Every digital screen, banner, escalator display, and terminal sign becomes another asset producing income, even when no flights are taking off. Airports also earn money from something every airplane needs before taking off: fuel. Although airports don't always own the fuel itself, they often charge fuel providers for operating on airport property, using storage facilities, underground pipelines, and fueling infrastructure. Major airports maintain massive fuel storage farms capable of supplying thousands of flights every week. Every aircraft preparing for departure depends on this enormous logistical operation. Fuel trucks, underground pumping systems, and maintenance crews work around the clock to keep aircraft moving. Combined with aircraft parking fees, maintenance hangars, de-icing services, and ground support equipment, aviation services become another major source of airport revenue. Every aircraft parked overnight, repaired, or refueled contributes additional income beyond passenger travel. By now, it's becoming clear that airports aren't simply transportation hubs. They're carefully engineered business ecosystems. Every runway, every terminal, every parking space, every restaurant, every cargo warehouse, and every advertisement is designed to generate revenue. The airplane may be the reason people arrive, but once they're inside, the airport transforms into a business that earns money from dozens of different directions at the same time. Few industries combine transportation, retail, logistics, hospitality, real estate, advertising, and infrastructure into one operation as successfully as airports do. And we've only explored half of the story, because behind every successful airport lies another layer of economics involving government ownership, private investors, expansion projects, airline competition, and billion-dollar financial decisions that shape the future of global aviation. By now, it's clear that airports generate money from far more than airplanes. But one important question remains: who actually owns an airport? The answer depends on where you are. Many airports around the world are owned by national or local governments because they're considered essential public infrastructure. Others are operated by private companies or public-private partnerships, where investors manage the airport in exchange for a share of its profits. Private airport operators often invest billions of dollars to modernize terminals, expand runways, and improve passenger experiences. In return, they earn long-term income from parking, retail stores, cargo facilities, advertising, and airline fees. Some of the world's largest airport operators manage dozens of airports across multiple countries, turning airport management into a global business worth billions of dollars. Running an airport is incredibly expensive. Every runway must be inspected regularly, terminals cleaned around the clock, security systems constantly upgraded, and air traffic operations maintained with extreme precision. Thousands of employees, including security officers, maintenance crews, engineers, firefighters, cleaners, and customer service staff, work together every day to keep the airport operating safely. On top of that, airports consume enormous amounts of electricity to power terminals, lighting systems, baggage handling equipment, escalators, elevators, and climate control. Weather can create additional costs through snow removal, runway maintenance, and aircraft icing. Despite these massive expenses, successful airports remain profitable because they handle millions of passengers and thousands of flights every year. High traffic allows fixed costs to be spread across millions of customers, making scale one of the biggest advantages in the airport business. Of course, airports aren't guaranteed to make money forever. Economic recessions, fuel price spikes, airline bankruptcies, natural disasters, or global events can dramatically reduce passenger traffic almost overnight. When fewer planes take off, airports earn less from landing fees, parking, shopping, restaurants, and many of their other revenue sources. That quotes why modern airports continue investing in new businesses beyond passenger travel. Many are expanding cargo operations, building logistics parks, developing nearby hotels, and leasing land for offices and commercial projects. Instead of depending on just one source of income, they create multiple businesses that continue generating revenue even when passenger numbers fluctuate. The airports that adapt to changing markets are often the ones that continue growing for decades. When you look at the numbers, it's easy to see why airports are considered some of the world's most valuable infrastructure assets. A single major airport can welcome tens of millions of passengers every year, while supporting thousands of jobs and contributing billions of dollars to the local economy. It becomes more than just a transportation hub. It becomes an economic engine for an entire region. Airports attract businesses, encourage tourism, support international trade, and make cities more attractive for investment. In many cases, companies choose where to build offices or factories based on easy access to a major airport. That means the success of an airport often drives the success of the surrounding economy as well. This is why governments and investors continue spending billions of dollars expanding airports, even decades after they were first built. The next time you walk through an airport, remember that you're not just entering a place where airplanes take off and land. You're stepping into one of the most sophisticated business ecosystems ever built. Every runway, every restaurant, every parking space, every cargo warehouse, every advertisement, and every retail store has been carefully designed to generate revenue. Behind every departing flight is a business that never stops operating. 24 hours a day, airports connect people, move goods across continents, and quietly generate billions of dollars through dozens of different income streams. It's a business most travelers experience without ever realizing how complex or how profitable it truly is. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at the airport business, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more business documentaries that reveal how the world's biggest industries really make money.